Hey, good afternoon, second grade. We are ready for social studies. So it'll be the last video of the day, and you'll have some time that you can work on your social studies. Okay, and then make sure, I've got a hair in my face. Make sure that you please put everything back in one side of that folder, right? The empty side of that folder where you've took everything out of, put it all right back in there because the other side will be next Monday, okay? So make sure you're not pulling 50,000 things out of each side because then you're going to get totally confused and you're going to lose some of your papers. So we are ready for that social studies. So you're going to need your Squanto book again. Okay, we're doing quite a bit with it today and tomorrow. So you're going to need your Squanto book. And we have Squanto's timeline. Okay, so we have this paper of Squanto's timeline. So what we're going to do is we've already kind of did a little bit of a timeline with our writing assignment. We did, first, next, then, after, last. So we kind of did that. So that's kind of like what a timeline is. And like I said, a timeline usually has dates and events that go along in their life, as their life is how it progresses in their life. So we have Squanto's timeline that we're going to work on. And you will see the timeline has this line, okay, and this is the timeline. And then there are little boxes that come out from it that say little things about what Squanto did in his life when he was a child up until he was an adult, okay? What he did his whole life, what he did his whole life, okay? And some of it is in a book, and some of it you're going to have to kind of think about. But we're going to read each one and talk about it, and then you'll have your pictures, and then you can cut the picture that matches that reading and glue it on top, okay? And glue it on top where you cut, and cut it out and glue it on top of it so that you are making a timeline, okay? You're making a timeline. Okay, so the very first one at the top, right here, it says, he left home village for England. Remember what it said in our book, and it said here on page, let's get our page open, on page 4, it said that the traders forced Squanto to leave and was going to take him to Spain, but he escaped, and instead he made it to England. He went to England, and we even underlined that. Well, there's a picture, and we need to look down here and see which picture do you think might go with he left his home village for England. What do you think? What do you think? Which one would that be? Would that be the first one with the people? Would that be him planting something? Would that be the ship? Would that be him talking to another person? And then there's another one that they're talking to more people. And then there was when they was helping somebody. So we need to kind of figure out which one might go there. Which one might go there? Okay? You kind of have to make the choice. And then, if we go down here, this one says, he learned English in England. Which picture? That means he learned to speak English. Which picture there might be somebody helping him speak English? Okay? So you think about it. Which one do you think might be the picture for that? Up at the top, the next one was a slave. He was enslaved in Spain. In Spain. Which one do you think goes along with he might be a slave? Might be that slave. And then he returned to his home village. Returned to his home village. Which one might look like he returned to his home village? Which one? And then the next one says, helped the pilgrims. So which one would be helped the pilgrims? And then the last one says interpreting. Interpreting means he talked English to the Pilgrims, but he spoke in his native Indian to the Indians, and he was the person in between. So, like when I talk to your mommies, and your mommy needs to know something in Spanish because she's not understanding my English, and you might talk to her in Spanish for me. What I say in English, you say in Spanish, and what she says in Spanish, you tell me back in English. That's an interpreter. So he was interpreting. So let's go with the easy one here first. Okay? Which one do you think he would be if the very first picture there's an Indian, and then Squanto, and then there's a pilgrim. What do you think that might be? I think that might be the one that he's interpreting, because that way he is talking to somebody else. Okay, so I would say this one here would go here with the interpreting up here. So I would glue the first one here up here to the interpreting, okay? It's where he's talking to somebody else. Those two would go together, okay? Then, helped the Pilgrims. Well, which one of these looks like he's helping the Pilgrims? Which one of these looks like he's helping the Pilgrims? I think it would be this one, right? He's planting. So this one is where he's helping the Pilgrims. Or here, helping the Pilgrims. So planting here, helping the Pilgrims. I think that's where he might be helping the Pilgrims. Okay. Returned to his home village. He came back to his village. When he got back there, his people were gone. His people were gone when he got back there. So, do you think returned home might be on the ship? Do you think he may have returned on the ship? I think he might have returned home on the ship right there. Yeah, so I think the ship might go here with coming back to his home village. I think that one's the ship. Okay, then let's look at the next picture. He's talking to one person. What do you think? Do you think this is where he might be learning his English? Or do you think that might be when he left? That's a hard one. Yeah, kind of hard. I think this last picture here, where he's standing there, and there's a pilgrim, and another pilgrim and a pilgrim lady. What do you think that might be? Do you think that might be where he learned his English? No, because he's not in England there. Maybe that one is the enslaved. I think this one here is where he's enslaved. I think this one here is where not that one. I think this is where he might be enslaved. Where in Spain. Okay? And he left home. I think when he left home, he met people over there in England. So I would say this might be like when he left home. Yeah. Okay? So you can choose the pictures and put them there. I kind of told you what I think. But you can decide which way you think they might go. Okay? Okay? So finish up your social studies. And make sure your name is on things. Please, please, please put everything back in that Monday folder on the side that you took everything out of. Put it right back. You can even put your lesson plan for the day right on top of it. So I know. Look at that lesson plan. Make sure you have your SEL. Make sure that you have your let's see. Let me look at it. If you put this right back in there, you can check it off and see. Do you have your SCL in there? Your religion bookmarks, those I told you could give to people. Do you have your vocabulary in there? Do you have your writing, first, then, after, next, last? Hey, then your math paper would go in there, and then your social studies. So use this as a guide to make sure that everything is right behind it, and put it right in that folder. Right in that folder for me. Okay? Okay, well, Once you finish that, you are free for the day. And I will talk to you later, tomorrow. Goodbye.